First of all, I present myself. You see the authors on the slide. You can go in the presentation mode. Annamaria, thank you. I am Luca Soli, working in Intelisano linear space. I am architect for the microsatellite and constellation product line. So what we are speaking here is a challenge. I won't anticipate this comment. Let's go ahead, Annamaria. As a space manufacturer, we have to see in advance the challenge of the changing of the world and put this evolution in the technology, because what we are building and improving now, it will be used by the community of remote sensing and by final user in the future. So what we are speaking about nowadays, we have an increase of energy management service by use of also space technology in several domains. We start from this use case of the critical infrastructure because is a domain, a final user domain, very critical in this epoch. That is also for the climate change that increased to extreme weather events in terms of frequency, intensity, spatial intensity, and duration. And then the hazard that can hit infrastructure that you see on the right side is growing continuously. As consequence, we have a continuous request of improving service technologies for infrastructure, energy management, and resilience increasing. Thanks, go on, Maria. What is resilience? From US Infrastructure Advisory is defined the ability to absorb, adapt, or rapidly recover from a potential disruptive event. Space technology of Earth observation, and not only, is a key element to assess worldwide, to continuously monitoring near continuously and improve this capability of emergency. We will see later on the disaster cycle, what it is, and the resilience of this critical infrastructure. Small satellite, of course, even do not provide the same performance of larger satellite, can contribute, providing added value service, for example, on specific function on larger asset like the revisit time. For example, we will see how we can complement Cosmos SkyMelt Italian national asset. Of course, both SAR and optical mission are envisaged, but in order to provide emergency service where timing assured observation is necessary, only the SAR can guarantee the fast, sure, enabling vision, also in absence of light visibility. Let's go ahead. Thank you. We do an example. We take care a lot of power grid. We see outage. Outage give a lot of damages in the society and the economy. So what is the efficient management of disaster cycle? We see 5 steps. Go ahead, Annamaria. Before the event, up to the right line, we have a prevention, mitigation, preparedness, and after the event, we have response and recovery. This is the official international disaster cycle. Timing is fundamental, especially in response and recovery. Let's go ahead. We see what can cause a power outage. In the frame of the hours, we have earthquake, and we will know wet snow, storm, fire in Sardinia. We know very well, and not only. They hurt and blackouts comes after this storm. And then we have a phenomenon in the range of days, weeks, like, for example, not only landslide. In Italy, we face a lot of these harmful phenomena. And then the last phenomenon with more time, please go ahead, Annamaria, which are related to the vegetation also that can hit the power line and giving up to a power outage. That is very important. Go ahead, because because fast hazards are increasing tremendously in the last year for climate change. And then we are concentrating on this challenge with the space asset. Thank you. Go ahead. Okay, what are the user need expectations? Let's take again the disaster management cycle: prevention, mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. And we correlate with the space system, a space system performance, where we have responsiveness, data low latency, high revisit, capacity to monitor many critical hazards, resolution, and interferometric capability, of course, for SAR. Then we see the relationship for response. For example, after a disaster occurs, we need all and especially I revisit with very low data latency. You see our challenge target that we gave us are below few hours. So let's go ahead. Thank you. How the space asset responds to that existing in the planets. Most of the hazards occur in absence or in scarce visibility during storm, night, fire smokes, and in order to guarantee the faster and assure the vision, only the SAR can guarantee the fast sensing, enabling the faster reaction. So what space asset we have? Let's go ahead, Annamaria, thank you. Okay, we have wonderful Copernicus with Sentinel-1 SAR. Of course, we have weekly revisit. We have our Cosmos SkyMed that have a revisit twice in a day on Italy, and gives the possibility to an intervention in the range of a day. Of course, we have other assets in C-band, RadarSat, TerraSAR-X, which are less satellite respects Cosmos, but always in the frame of the days. And then we have this popping up, some of the SAR small satellite constellation launched in orbit, which now, as you can see, are few satellites, ICEYE 14, Capella 6, Synspective 1, and the others, of course, and new constellation, which guarantee intervention in order of days, but at the full constellation, they will come in the hours. And on the green pop-up, what we are showing in the next slide, what is a possible SAR complementing large small satellite, for example, on Cosmo, getting on this target, on this challenge. Let's go ahead. Again, thank you. Okay, then we make this challenge. We explore, we exit from sun-synchronous orbit, and we experience a simulation of constellation which are on inclined orbit, which is a challenge for us as space manufacturer. And let's go select these orbits to complement Cosmos SkyMed. The Italian Cosmos SkyMed, we already spoke about, as a full interferometric 3 meters every 2 weeks. Of course, the access is regulated by institutional rules that we will know. And then we explore this dedicated complementing small satellite constellation can complement for easily access for infrastructure monitor, for example, to increase the resilience. Let's go ahead. Thank you. So, as preliminary evaluation, we deploy 6 satellites for a systematic coverage of the area, improving especially the visit time and the access on the Italy especially, having the possibility to have several configurations for interferometric. 6 satellites, 3 orbital plane, inclined 60 degrees. To highest the average revisit time. Let's go ahead, we see the results. Okay, so you see that we enhance the revisit in the low latitude below 60 degrees, less than 3 hours, especially on the left side, on the Mediterranean and Italian area. Focusing this. What about responsiveness? Okay, thanks you. Go ahead, Annamaria. Okay, because in a very rapid hazard, we need a responsiveness in the frame of the hours of the system. With these 6 satellites, we make the simulation with tasking twice in a time, with downlinks opportunities, and we was below 12 hours. This is, of course, a trend. Let's go ahead. Okay, so let's do also this exercise. We try as an exercise to join the Cosmos SkyMed. Now we take only 4 satellites with this constellation, and we jointly simulate the revisit time. And then we obtain, let's go ahead, please. Let's switch, Annamaria. Okay, we take over the latitude around Italy, less than about 1.5 hours, which is fundamental for revisit during a very hazard event which is occurring to guarantee the evolution and the systematic monitoring. That is a challenge, of course, but we have to take this challenge for develop the technology and the space segment. Let's go ahead, go to the conclusion. Small satellites cannot have the same performance of larger satellites are, of course. Nevertheless, can be useful, very useful to complement as add-on specific performance. Okay, we see the higher visit. And of course, small satellite constellation in Cosmos second generation can be jointly to improve accessible area, revisit performance on the scale that we have seen. And as Celestial Space, as system engineer of Cosmos SkyMed, we have a privileged and unique position to define the small SAR satellite constellation, able to provide different observation angles from inclined orbit, together with the capability to acquire also with a different local time. Okay, we respect the Cosmos SkyMed present performance, and it enhances the field of potential application and the information contents. Of course, this is a challenge, but for us, I repeat, as technological developer of space segment, we have to take the challenge to allow you to use technology that are useful for the increase of quality of life of the person. That's all. Thank you very much for your attention.